Hey sportsman, John Bergsman here, live in store here at Pilgrims Village. This is usually the heartbeat of mid-Michigan come ice fishing season. Well, the good news is I drove into town. There's skim ice on both lakes, and there was even a guy out maybe 100 feet. I wouldn't go out there yet. He's maniac. He had a life jacket on in the whole 9 yards, but he was out there and he was on the right side of the ice. So that tells me if we get, by the time you see this report on Wednesday, maybe the Christmas weekend and beyond is going to be fishable ice here on Cadillac and Mitchell. I haven't been up to Missaukee yet, but we're going to talk about some really good ice fishing opportunities here in this Cadillac region. But today's report, we're going to start off in Cleveland. We're going to talk Cleveland and Huron. That Lake Erie bite out of Ohio has maintained super good. Then we're going to talk just a little bit about the Monroe and Lake St Clair bites. Those two bites, obviously, big open water walleye bites, they're still going on. We've got a lot of sunshine going on. We've got a lot of above freezing temperatures. So if there's a way to get your boat in the water, you're still able to fish those bites. Same with Saginaw Bay and Tawas. We're going to talk about the Saginaw Bay bite, and we're going to talk about the Ausable River bite, which has just been lights out now here for the last week, and it's going to only get better. Jump across the state, we've got an awesome Piers and Beaches report. That's right, Piers and Beaches in the Traverse City region are going great guns. RJ Hornsby and his merry band of pier and beach fishermen have been just knocking the ball out of the park, having a great time. We're going to talk with RJ about that. We're going to slide down to Manistee, Ludington. Of course, the Manistee River system, the Pierre Marquette River system. Captain Alex Bialik from Fireplug has got a great report for you. And then we're going to end the day down southwest Michigan, the Kalamazoo and the St. Joe River with Captain Tony. 6 great reports all over the state and even a little out of state here on Fisherman's Digest. So, first report of the day out of Cleveland. We're going to talk Cleveland, Ohio, and DMO Charters. Captain Todd doing a great job reporting for us already here in the winter, and he's going to be reporting for us all season long. And this report is out of 55th Street launch, out in 24 to 28 feet of water, Todd tells me. High. That's been the bite. You've got super stained water for that piece of water. Normally it's much cleaner over there, but as you guys know, we've been battling some wind. You get a lot of wind, then you get a couple fishable days, or you get a big south wind, which is very fishable in that 24 to 28 foot of water. It's not very far offshore at all. So Captain Todd tells us that the bite has been big crankbaits high. Up, in other words, he's not sending anything more than 30 feet out. And trolling still pretty quick. Water temp 43 degrees when he sent me this on Monday morning. So, you know, that's a pretty high temperature for this time of year. You got another 10 degrees to go before you even get to freezing. So, what are you going to do? You're going to run that high bite in really stained water. You're going to run combinations of fluorescence on shiny. And what I mean by that is you're going to have a chrome base or a gold base lure, and you're going to put high contrast fluorescence, you know, either the dots, the head, the tail. You're going to want to mix the flash with the color. That's a great way to know what baits to use when you're in that dirty water. Also fishing them high. Obviously, you have much better light penetration when you only got 1 foot of visibility, which is what Todd told us he had when he fished out of Cleveland. So, again, higher to the surface where those walleyes can see a little better because the light's getting through just a little bit better, and also 1.4 to 1.7, somewhere in there. You know, it's every day it's a little different. You know, on a bright, sunny, calmer day, you might need to pick the speed up a little, and on a wavier, slower day, you might want to go a little bit slower. But if you're looking for a great charter, DMO Charters out of Cleveland is going to be running until he can't run anymore. And based on water temperature, you know, pick your weather days, but Todd can get you out. He can get you on some great fish. And besides, how many times can you say you went trolling on Erie after Christmas? Well, this year you're definitely going to be trolling into January. Depending on the water and the weather systems, we may not quit trolling all season long. So hey, give Todd a call at DMO Charters. Now, let's flow over to Huron, Ohio. If you're in that Michigan region or somewhere in Ohio where Huron's a lot closer to you, you can give my buddy Dan Woodward a call from Blue Line Charters. Now, Dan works both the Monroe and the Huron area, so we're going to be talking about Monroe on our next report. Dan also provided that report for us as well. So same situation at Monroe that you just listened to with Cleveland. Fishing very high, super stained water, lots of fish there though. Limits have been pretty easy, you know, to get. And opportunity to fish this time of year doesn't always happen. So if you're looking for a charter to go out of Huron, you can call my buddy Dan Woodward from Blue Line Charters. And I'm also pretty sure that Todd from DMO would slide over from Cleveland and meet you at the Huron boat ramp and take you out fishing there as well. So those two guys can keep you fishing all winter long.
The Bait Shop in Waterford is your one-stop live bait and fishing tackle destination. With an awesome selection of rods and reels, custom-poured jigs, soft plastics, and panfish baits. The Bait Shop also has seasonal items for ice fishing, the Spring River Walleye Run, and summer salmon, bass, walleye, and pan fishing. Visit the Bait Shop in Waterford for all your bait and tackle needs.
So, hey, we got a great fishing report out of Monroe. We've got 3 charter captains still filming, and not filming, I'm filming. They're fishing in the Monroe area. We're talking Dan Woodward from Blue Line Charters, if you're looking to get in out of Monroe. We're also talking about Michael Downey from Relentless Grind Guide Service. That guy never quits fishing. Heck, he'd chip ice to get his boat through and get you out on good fish. And then we got Captain Nick Dode, who pinch hit for me last week. Thanks, Nick, for doing that. There at Real Live Action Sport Fishing. Those are your 3 guides for the Monroe, Lake St. Clair region that are still fishing right now. Now, what's the bite out of Monroe? Well, it's a really, really slow bite, meaning there's lots of fish, but you're going to have to troll 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Not a lot of speed involved. Fishing high again. Best set I heard was Big Deep Reapers 25 back, Bandits 30 back, or P10s 22 ounce 20. That was the deepest set I've heard of. But that P10 2020 is probably still only down 10 feet. So, you know, you're fishing that upper 10 feet of water column. You know, the fish are all over the place right now from Stony Point to the power plant. You know, there is no right depth or wrong depth. You're really just looking for pods of fish. I've heard some reports from guys that they're catching them as shallow as 15 to 17. I've also heard some guys out 22 to 24. That's overall water depth, obviously. So it sounds to me like the fish are just milling around. And as this season progresses here in the greater Monroe area, you're going to have that. I mean, more and more fish are going to come surging in and stage right here because they're either going to go up the Maumee or they're going to go up the Detroit River, or they're going to spawn on rocky shoals and stuff around Stony Point. So you've got a lot of fish in this area. It's not going to get any worse fishing for sure. You're really just looking at water and access to the water with what launches are still open. All right. So if you slide up to Lake St. Clair, you've got a very, very good bite happening in 12 to 15 foot of water from the mouth of the Detroit River along the U.S. shoreline up about 3 to 4 miles. Right outside the can there, that's been a really good area for fish. You've also got fish right in the mouth of the river and into the river for if you're looking to jig. Maybe you've got your Wyandotte worm order in for this year and you wanted to try that December Detroit River jig and bite that we chatted about. Those fish are already in the river. It's really about the cold and the wind and whether you can stand the conditions. So again, if you're looking on Lake St. Clair, Relentless Grind, Michael Downey is a real good fisherman there, as is Eric Long, but I think Eric's got his boat put away, and we'll talk to him a little bit later about next early season. But give Michael Downey a call. He can get you out, bring your own boat down, put it in at St. Jean, and go ahead and go fishing in that upper Detroit River or the mouth of Lake St. Clair for some great big late season walleye.
Midwest Steel Carports is Michigan's premier steel building manufacturer We manufacture and install custom steel buildings throughout Michigan. Our engineer-certified steel buildings are fully tailored to fit your every need, and our up to 40-year warranty protects your investment. From residential storage sheds to commercial warehouses, let our team work with you to find your ideal building. For more information and pricing, visit MidwestSteelCarports.com.
So, hey, we're going to talk a little bit of Saginaw Bay up to Tawas and the Osabo River on this little section of the report. So, talked with Jason Graham from Send It Charters, talked to Captain Mark Pianizik from Real Fishing. He has been doing well. He gave me some great pictures, got a great report from Jason at Send It. So, we're kind of melding those two guys. Both of those two guys are still on the water fishing and having a great time doing it. The bite on Saginaw Bay is just flat out wonderful. It's been as good as I've seen it in years for big fish and also good numbers. Now we've got cooperative water temperatures, and all you're really looking for is the day where the winds are tolerable. So you can put in on that west shore there at Linwood Beach Marina and get out. Fish have been in about 14 to 18 feet of water and also 18 to 22 feet of water, two kind of different groups of fish. Send It Charters tells me, Jason tells me that the fish are in tight little pods, but there's lots of pods. You know, you go around, you find yourself a pod, you work it slow. Slow has been the key. Mark tells me that, and Jason both tell me that 1.2 to 1.4 has been the best, you know, the occasional 1.5, but the speed is slow on Saginaw Bay. And they're running a combination of bandits or P10s. And that's been the best two baits that have been putting fish in the boat. The key to both of the guys that I talked to is that brightly colored lures. You know, really being loud with your baits. Oranges, chartreuses, on chromes, on golds, you know, dots, just all kinds of stuff. Really gaudy it up. You know, if the bait looks too ugly to fish it. It's probably going to be a good bait. That's kind of been the nature of fishing on Saginaw Bay here in this fall time frame. So again, Jason Graham from Send It Charters and Mark Pianizik from Real Fishing. Both of them are still taking charters and both of them are still whacking fish with great limits of fish coming in. Now, if you're looking for a river circumstance that's going on, give my friend Gene Curvin up at Tawas a call. He's based out of Tawas. He's running up to the mouth to the Oscoda River there in the mouth of the Osabo River in Oscoda. And he's been fishing right into the Osabo River and doing fantastic casting for steelheads. Now, the reason I love fishing with Gene, and you guys would love it too, is because it's a little bit more hands-on. Gene fishes several different ways to catch his nice chromers, and you're seeing those going across the screen, really good fish. There's the three great ways that he's found right now is he's hot shotting, which is a crankbait presentation. He's also casting Blue Fox spinners, which is going good. And he's also drifting spawn below bags in deep cuts and deep runs. So all three are producing fish. And it really kind of is more what the customer is looking for to have a great experience. He's also landing some hog lake trout, he says, that are really getting into the upper part right at the mouth and in the first run there has been really good. There's also a lot of fish, he said, around the pier heads on a calm day. If you can get out there, whether it's on a boat or put your spikes on and get out on the pier heads, you can get some big Lakers casting. Now, when you're casting those big Lakers, you're either going to cast a jig and spoon and snap jerk it back, or you're going to cast like a bass bait, to be quite honest with you, like a Rage Tail 375, you know, a swimmer. A white is by far the best color. Put it on a 1/2 ounce squadron jig head, made bullet long casts out there with, you know, 10 pound or 15 pound braided line, 5 or 6 foot fluorocarbon leader. Let it sink all the way to the bottom, pop it once, and then just crawl roll it. Just really slow roll it, ticking off the bottom. Big Lakers are eating that setup right now in and around the pier heads, and it's a ball. I mean, catching big ones, 15, 20 pounders. Gene tells me. So if you're looking again to get out, Gene Curvin, Calypso Sport Fishing, out of Tawas, fishing the Osabo River right now. And thanks for this area producing fish like it did this year. I can't believe it. We've talked about this area from Oscoda down to Saginaw Bay all the time, and that's because the fishing has been so dynamic.
You always get the best at Beck's Trailer Superstore, the nation's largest trailer dealer. With over 1,500 trailers on 45 acres, you won't find a better selection anywhere. Whether you're looking for an open or enclosed trailer for work or play, you'll find the perfect trailer at Beck's. We have flexible financing options through several national and local lenders to offer the most competitive rates and payments from only $69 per month with approved credit. For the best selection of quality trailers at unbeatable prices, call 888-SAVE-BECKS or visit beckstrailerstore.com.
So hey guys, we got RJ Hornsby from up in the Traverse City region, just a great local fisherman who absolutely likes beating up on fish when he can put his feet on shore or a pier. That's one of the coolest things about this report. This is from the Alberta Pier or the Frankfurt Pier, and you can get right on Fisherman's Digest and read the uploaded report and see the pictures. RJ actually spilled the beans, took pictures of the netting he uses, the floating beads that he puts in his spawn sack that he uses, and showed you a finished product of how he colors those up using those floating beads to make them not only more attractive to the fish, but get way more bites. He gives you some tips on also using live fresh roe versus frozen roe, and that frozen roe can be used. It's just all in how you handle it. So log on to fishermansdigest.com, click on the Traverse City Fishing Report, and read RJ's in-depth report. Well, the in-depth report shows you lots of fishers because RJ and his buddies have been slamming the beach and pier steelhead all season long. Now, he's been having the best success by suspending that spawn off the bottom 1 to 3 feet under bobbers. Now, that's kind of a unique way to pier fish, but that's what he's been doing. He's been doing it very successfully, as you see by the pictures. And it's also a thing about patience. He said these fish don't bite all the time. It's not like they swim in and when they get close to the pier and see spawn, they bite it. No, that's not the case at all. There's actually bite windows. You might want to go to your I have a Soliner Table app on my phone, and I use that app many times, and it seems like the highest bite periods are when those steelhead and other game fish are working. So you know what? Get on that app, check the high bite times, be there a good hour, hour and a half before, be patient to stay all the way through it. Bite can happen at any time, and when it goes big time. All the fish in the area seem to bite and just go nuts, and guys will catch, you know, if there's 10 guys in the pier, they might catch 15, 20 fish in a half an hour, and then it shuts off for a few hours. But again, if you're wanting to learn how to be a better beach or pier fisherman, check onto that report, print it off, look at those pictures. RJ's got some great information on you. And if you're looking for fun, get up to the Traverse City region and experience this awesome way to fish. It's a lounge chair, it's a couple of PVC pipes, and it's your long bendy rods, and you'll have a great time landing these feisty steelhead there in the Traverse City region.
White River Tackle's Perch Pounder is the finest two-hook perch rig in the industry. Its unique fish skin technology, coupled with a soft glow bead, make the Perch Pounder irresistible to fish. Available in a variety of fish-catching colors, simply tip each hook with your favorite live bait and let the fun begin. So whether it's perch, crappie, or bluegill, ask for White River's Perch Pounder by name.
So hey guys, next report of the day coming to you from Manistee and Ludington. Kind of a combination report because Captain Alex Bialik from Fire Plug, some days you feel like Fire Chug, but Fire Plug Charters has been fishing both river systems. Now the Manistee River system and the Pure Marquette River system are so close geographically, Alex likes to take his customers to wherever the bite is happening the best. And that's kind of a cool thing, and that's why I love Alex and his guide service. So give him a call if you're looking to get out. You got to get out on those rivers with an expert who knows exactly where the deep runs and deep cuts are. You'll have great success. So how is he catching his fish right now? Well, it's been a jig or float bite. So if you're floating using floats, it's either floats and beads, chartreuse ones, or light salmon colored ones. The lighter ones have been working the best for Alex. Floating them under a just a typical bobber bead pattern. You can also do bobber and good and spawn. You know, that works really good. or a small spawn sack, and we're talking 5 eggs, you know, in a sack, not a whole wad, not a great big sack, you know, 5 or 6 eggs is all, maybe one little color bead in there, like a chartreuse bead, just to give them a target for it, because the spawn's going to be, of course, orange. Floating that below a bobber's been working good. Now, also a good jig bite right now. Jig and beads, jig and spawn has been going good in the deep cuts. So what you're looking for is holding pools where the water is slowing and the depth increases. You're going to want to float those things through those holding pools. It seems like right now those holding pools, the right ones, can have many fish in them. So if you stealthily anchor up in the right position to not spook the fish, and you're able to make critical casts, you should be able to pull more than one fish out of a pool. You should be able to hit a pool and take a couple fish, maybe move on, come back an hour later, grab a couple of more fish out of that pool. So again, jigs and beads are spawn, floats and beads are spawn. Both are working really good right now on both the Manistee River system and the Pere Marquette River system. Check out the full line of Polar Kraft boats at polarcraft.com. Hey guys, Southwest Michigan, 2 rivers that have been going really good, and thanks to Captain Tony from Always On Charter Service. Give Tony a call. He's one of the best in the business. He's a big lake troller in the summertime with his guide service out of early in the season out of St. Joe, and then moving up to Saugatuck. And in the winter months, he's on the Kalamazoo River and the St. Joe River. So Tony is an expert for this area. It's worth your time to get out on the river with him. You'll catch lots of fish. So a couple of different bites going on. The first one on the Kalamazoo River is Tony sweeping pools using mag lips. That's been his absolute go-to presentation. They're in holding pools right now, just a little bit deeper cuts, capable of sweeping crankbaits through them, and doing really, really well on some wild, funky colored mag lip 3.5s. So I've got a picture that'll go across the screen. Again, if you go to our website, fishermansdigest.com, go to the Southwest Michigan Fishing Report and click on it. There'll be pictures there of these crankbaits so that you can help zone in on exactly what crankbaits Tony's having the best success with. If you're going to slide down to the St. Joe, he said that's been a spawn bite, spawn bobber, spawn bead bite. So spawn and bobbers or beads and bobbers. Those 2 things. He's been fishing shoreline cuts where you got deep water next to the shoreline or deeper water. So fish, again, seem to be in a holding pattern, you know, just looking for the random eggs and staying alive until spring. Spring's a long way off, or it's not a long way off. Depends on which meteorologist you listen to. But I'll tell you what, the fish are loaded up. The water's cleaning up after the big winds. So you've got some super good fishing staring you in the face right now coming into Christmas. If you want to give yourself a great present, give Captain Tony a call, get on his January docket, and go experience some awesome winter fishing. It's a great break from walleye trolling or bluegill fishing or whatever it is you're doing. And the Southwest Michigan area on the Kalamazoo and the St. Joe, those are 2 of the best in the state. So like I said, we're here at Pilgrims Village. You know, it's my go-to destination anytime I come to this part of the state. And Cadillac is one of my favorite destinations to come. I've been fishing here since literally I was 25 years old with my little Starcraft 14-foot deep and wide. And I've graduated to a nice pontoon boat by Angler Quest now. And boy, I'm telling you what, it's a treat to fish in a comfortable rig like that. But when we're talking about Cadillac, we're talking, and especially this time of year, this Christmas time of year, we're talking about ice fishing. The ice fishing here is going to be a phenomenal year. There was great fishing all the way up until people quit fishing basically a few weeks ago. Crappies are there, and they're in good numbers. Bluegills are there. walleye fishing for the last 2 years here on the Cadillac and Mitchell system has been phenomenal. Of course, you've always got the ever-present largemouth bass and the occasional smallmouth along with the bajillion northern pike. So it'll offer you some really good action when you come here. And when you come here, you have to stop and talk to Steve or Chris at Pilgrims Village. That's where we're standing now. The walls here are just filled with ice fishing tackle. You know, tackle is a tough thing to get right now. And Steve and Chris have done their best to stay stocked up. They've got lots of ice fishing rods and reels. They've got accessories. So make a stop in. I know ice houses have been a little tough to come by right now, but guys should be shipping those out soon. So the season will be a little bit later for that, getting your hands on an ice house. But deal with it the way it is. It's the supply chain issues of 2021 and 2022. It seems like that's always the fight, but these guys at Pilgrims Village are doing their best job to keep you stocked up on all this stuff. And the one thing they'll always have here at Pilgrims Village and why it's always worth a stop is they have the best bait and the best information here in the greater Cadillac region. If you want to know what's going on and how to do it and where to start, Chris or Steve will put you in the right direction, and that's the aspect you get from a small sporting goods store here in a local community. Of course, if you need a cabin or something like that, the resort itself is open, and we're right here on the shores of Mitchell Lake. Makes for easy access with your four-wheelers or side-by-sides or snowmobilers to get out to that best fishing spot there on Lake Mitchell and Cadillac. So hey, from Pilgrims Village here in Cadillac, thanks for joining us today on the Fisherman's Digest Hot Bite Report.